Hey guys, James Smith here, aka the Tattoo Butcher. Today I'm going to go over some quick and easy tips on how to do a boneless rolled chicken roast. Cool, so stay tuned for more. Cool guys, so for the first step when we're doing our boneless rolled chicken, I tend to like to mark the backbone, okay? So I mark one side, one stripe down each side, okay? And that's just so I know where I'm going with it, okay? Cool, so after we've marked down our backbone, guys, I usually tend to take the wings off, okay? This is optional. You can leave them on or you can take them off, okay? But yeah, today to make it a little bit easier, we're going to take them off, okay? So all we're going to do is just scoop them out of the joint, okay? So all we're going to do is do a little mark around there, okay? Take that out. So all it is, it's a ball and socket joint, and all we're going to do is scoop out, okay? Take the second one out, exactly the same, okay? So we're just scooping it out there, okay? Again, you can cook these with the roast as well, so I mean it's nice and easy. All right, next step, all we're going to do, so it gets a little bit more tricky here, okay? So we just want to run our tip of our knife down the side of our marks that we've just put down here, okay? So I've left about just under an inch of a gap down the spine there, and all we're going to do is run our knife down the side, okay? So we're going to just mark there, okay? We're going to get to the leg there, so the legs, we've just got to take that joint out where the leg joins to the frame, okay? So that is a little click. So once we've come down the side here, we just need to crack that out and carry on, okay? I've done this a lot of times, so it probably seems a little bit easier than it should. But again, just following the instructions. So we're coming down the side and then we're taking that joint out there, okay? Now we're going to do the exact same thing down the other side. It gets a little bit complicated on this side though. It is a little bit harder. So same again. Make sure your hand is away too from your knife, okay? You don't want to be too close to that knife, otherwise, you know, you don't want any accidents happening. Cool, so we've marked down all there. Same thing again through the joint. Same thing again through that joint. And carry on through, okay? Some of them can be a little bit tough to get through, so you might have to crack through. Again, if you've got a really sharp knife, it will come through, okay? It will push through there. So once we've cleared our legs, now we're just going to flip it to one side, okay? And we're going to go all the way down that side, okay? So we're just going to slowly run the tip of our knife down the rib cage, okay? Now, the wishbone kind of sits right in between here, so we've got a little V shape there. We need to take that wishbone off, okay? So all I'm going to do is put the tip of my knife in, and it should just break through, okay? Nice and easy. And then I can kind of clear all the way down. We don't want to go too far down. We don't want to cut all the way through the chicken. The point of having a boneless rolled chicken is it needs to all be attached, okay? So we're just going to mark down there. That's as far as I want to go. Now, I'm going to do the exact same thing with the other side. It does make it a little bit easier if I can spin it around and then work on this side, okay? So you're kind of not working away from yourself. Let's take that last bit there. Again, flip it over, and we're just going to run down that rib cage there. Cool, so we just got to crack through that wishbone again, just like that. And again, we're not cutting all the way through, just cutting there. Cool. And then all we're going to do is we're going to take the frame and we're just going to pull it out, okay? If you've done it right and you've marked all the way just down to the ends there, you should just be able to pop it out, okay? And again, these are great for doing soups and broths and all that kind of stuff. Heaps of flavour in that frame, so we can still work with that. There's loads of, you can use everything on the chicken. Just take any excess little scrappy bits off there too. Cool. So we've removed the frame. Now we need to remove the legs, okay? So we need to remove the bone from the legs. So that's the next thing that we're going to do. All we're thinking about here is we've got a bone starting there and there, okay? So all we're going to do is run the tip of our knife. The best part about using a smaller knife is that you can just use the tip and just kind of feel the bone. If you start feeling like you're going off the bone, you kind of need to reassess yourself and find out where you're going with it. So again, tip of the knife, we just want to run it down the side of the bone there. I've done it a lot of times, so I know where the bones are, but just take your time. Same again, just running the tip down there. So I've cleared the top bone and we've just cleared through the drum there. If you need to, pull the meat away from the bone too. It does make it a lot easier if we can pull the meat away from the bone. That way you can kind of see where you're working rather than making a bit of a mess. Cool, so now I'm just going to run down the other side. So it can be a little bit fiddly through the legs. The legs are probably the hardest part of boning it. So I've cleared both sides now. There's a little bit of cartilage there too. If you guys do happen to get a little bit of cartilage bone on there, just take it out, okay? Just scoop that out. You don't want that in your chicken. Makes it a little bit chewy. A little bit of bone's never good. Cool, so I've cleared down both sides now. All I'm going to do now is I kind of bend the chicken back. I just kind of work around it. You can, there's plenty of ways. As long as you're kind of chipping away and taking the meat off, any way is fine. Cool. Now I pull that bone back. Just like that. So that's the first bone out there. Again, we're trying to get as much meat off those bones as we can. We want to leave the meat on the chicken roast. Cool. So we've done one leg, now we need to do the other leg. Okay. Exact same thing. A little bit harder again, being on that opposite side. So we're just going to do the same thing. Run our tip of the knife down the leg, down one side, and then down the other side. So try to get all that meat off again. Okay, cleared majority of the meat off both sides. Now I'm going to flip it back and just kind of run my knife down the side there. Just kind of chipping away. It should just come off. Cool. So both legs are removed now. Before going any further now, I like to check if there's any bone fragments or anything, any little bits of cartilage or anything. So I just feel through, okay? Because quite often when you're doing this for the first time, it can be a little bit messy, can be little bits of bone in there. So we're just going to double check again. We don't want people eating it and finding little bits of bone in your chicken. Cool. So I think mine's pretty good. There's nothing I can feel. Cool. Now last but not least, I'm going to take the wishbone out, okay? Like we said before, we kind of clicked that out. We've still got a V-shaped wishbone left in there, okay? So it runs down there, down that side, and down that side, okay? So all we want to do, tip of the knife just down the side of the bone there, okay? Then down the other side. And now all we're going to do is just kind of cut it out there. Should just be able to pop out, just like such. Cool. So double check again, no bones, we're good. Trimming any kind of excess fat off too. Want it to look nice and tidy. Awesome. We're looking good. Cool guys, so if you're wanting to add any seasonings or stuffings, now's the time to do it before we kind of fold our roast up, okay? So I mean, it's up to you, any home style seasonings or anything like that, go for gold. And then once you've put all your seasonings or stuffing or anything like that in, then you fold it up over. We're just gonna fold it over and then flip it over. Again, you can do it kind of how I've just done it now and put it in an oven bag and it's perfectly fine. Otherwise, if you do want to go get a bit of string or a bit of netting or something like that, it's probably better to go see your butcher and have a chat to them. They'll send you in the right direction on where to get that stuff. Or if they're good enough, they might even give it to you for free. So yeah, just like that, that's your boneless rolled chicken roast. Easy. Cool guys, so that's how you do a boneless rolled chicken roast. Thanks for watching again. If you haven't already, make sure you go and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, go down to the notes and check out my Instagram account and my Facebook account. Other than that, guys, keep the knives sharp. See you next time.